Hello guys, welcome back to another FIFA 22 video. Today is the 4-1-2-1-2 second variant custom tactics and player instructions for team of the season. So let's get straight into it. Right, firstly the instructions, both our strikers we want on stay central, so they're staying in the centre of the pitch. We want getting behind, so they're making forward runs behind the opposition defenders, and stay forwards, they are always at the top of the pitch and not coming back when defending. So you always know they're up there when you need them. And basically they're just not going to be coming back on defence, so when you win the ball back you suddenly got no one up the top. That is the same on both of your strikers. For your cam, stay forward to help out the striker and get into the box across to be overloading that box as much as possible. The more players you have in the opposition box, the more opportunity you're going to get leading to more goals. It is that simple. For your two centre mids on the outside, for these personally I recommend just leaving completely default, but I do recommend cover centre to keep the shape of the 4-1-2-1-2. You want to keep that narrow shape as narrow as possible, and you don't want your centre mids drifting out wide, so use cover centre on these and then just leave the rest default to give them the most freedom as possible. CDM, cut past the lane, stop the opposition making through balls and sort of passing it around your edge of the box. Stay back while attacking, so your CDM is always staying back and not pushing forward, so he's sitting just above the defensive line. And then cover centre, so he's covered the centre of the pitch and not drifting out wide. Once again, that is very important. For your two centre backs, always leave default, never change your centre backs. Fullbacks, I recommend using balanced attack and overlap. I say use stay back while attacking if you don't have any wide players. As you can see, there's no wide players in this formation, so you really need to be making the use of these fullbacks. They are pretty much your wide players, your wingers in this formation, so you want to be using balanced attack. They're going forward when needed, and make sure you have overlap on. That's very important. Overlapping runs on the outside is what you need. As I say, on both of your fullbacks, balanced attack and overlap. Make sure your fullbacks are also quite fast and quite good going forward. It really does help when you need them to be attacking. So balance attack and overlap on your fullbacks. And then lastly, your keeper comes for crosses. Your keeper's coming off his line more to defend corners and crosses and trying to win the ball in his hands. And sweeper keeper for the same reasons when you're one-on-one with your opponent. That is it for the instructions, and let's get straight onto the tactics. Defensive style, we're going to be sticking with balance. You don't really want to use a press in this formation. It sort of messes things up, draws your players out of position too easily. Especially on a formation like this, and sort of just drains energy too quickly. We're going to be sticking with balance. Presses aren't really the thing this year, so that's why we are using balance. For the width on 40, making it as tight as possible, so it's really hard for the opposition to actually try and break through your formation when you are defending, making it harder for them to get through. Depth on 70, if you know 70 and above depth is where you get an automatic offside trap from, so we're going to go with the bare minimum just to ensure we are getting with the automatic offside trap, but not playing a too high line that we're going to be really open to the counter. So 70 gets you the automatic offside trap, and we're still playing a very high line, but it's not too high that we're going to be open on the counter, but it's high enough so we are sitting up the pitch, trying to win the ball back up high and pressing quicker. It's sort of like an automatic press when you do 70 as well. That's why we're not using a press here, because playing a high line sort of counters with the press anyway, so it's sort of almost like using a press. We don't want to be sitting too deep, just letting our opposition have the ball. We want to win that ball back as quickly as possible. Build up play on fast build up. That is really, really important. It's been the meta since 4-1-2-1-2. Second has sort of first been a thing like FIFA 20, FIFA 21, when it starts becoming good. Fast build up is just so good, because you see you've got the diamond shape in the midfield, with your CDM, your cam, and your two centre mids. Now that shape is what you want to be passing the ball around quickly, getting the ball to your attackers, which is why we're using fast build up. And then direct passing comes into that as well. Like I said, getting the ball to your strikers quickly. Width on 70, pushing out slightly wider from the defensive width on 40. So 70 width, just ensuring those fullbacks are right up against the touchline when you're attacking, making them as wide as possible. And it doesn't really change the centre mids too much. They pretty much stay the same. It's just the fullbacks that's coming in narrow when defending on 40 width, making it tighter. And then 70, they're really pushing out wide when you are defending. Players in box we're only using 4 this time, because we sort of controlled with their instructions who we want going into the box. And we don't want to put it too high. I normally say go 7, but if it's too high, then too many players will go forward. Sometimes we don't want that. And then corners and free kicks, both on 2. And that's everything for today. That's the 4-1-2-1-2 second variant for team of the season. If you've got any questions, let me know in the comments. I'll reply as quickly as possible. But otherwise, have a good rest of your day. Enjoy using these tactics, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.